Today I'm going to give you a number of tips to help you improve your drops. Having a good beat and bass line is one thing, but you got to be able to deliver it in an impactful way to be able to evoke an emotion to the listener. So I'm going to be showing you some tricks on how you can build energy and tension in your intros, as well as create more contrast between your intro and drop so that when that drop happens, there is more impact. By the way, my name is Stranger, and if you want to improve your music production and sound design, especially with dance music and drum and bass, then this channel is for you. Also, today's video is sponsored by Skillshare, but more on this later. All right, without further ado, let's get right into it. So here's a short sequence with an intro here, and here's the drop. Now let me play you this sequence, and then we're going to be working on a number of changes to improve the drop. So check it out. All right, so not bad, but we can make a number of changes here to make the drop more impactful. So number one, we're going to build up the energy of the intro by applying some simple techniques. So the first step is I'm going to apply a filter to the brass stab. I'm going to filter it in. So the intensity increases as we filter the sounds in. And you can apply this technique to other sounds in the track, say synth sounds, pad sounds, or you might have some melodies. Filter it in so you can increase the tension and energy. Another trick you can do is you can increase the intensity of certain effects, such as your delay or reverb. So I have a delay on this pluck sound. And what I'll do is I'll increase the intensity of the dry wet. Again, with the automation lane, it will just increase the intensity up to 65 at the max. Notice how it gets busier as it increases the delay. So that's the first trick, adding energy and tension by using filter sweeping and automating effects. Another really common technique to add energy and tension is to introduce a drum roll, and this could be a kick roll or a snare roll. Now this is pretty self-explanatory. Essentially what it is you have a kick or a snare that increases in intensity in terms of the rhythm as it approaches the drop. So it gets faster as it approaches the end of the pattern. And you can do this however you like. I have it where I'm playing a half note for the first 8 bars, the next 4 bars I'm playing quarter notes, next 2 bars are eighth notes, and so forth. But there's many other different ways you can do it based on the feel. You can just experiment. But what you want to do is make sure you also automate the volume so it builds up. I like using a utility as a separate effect to automate the volume as opposed to the gain here. This allows me to have the gain independent of the fade in of the kick, so I can still mix in the kick roll generally without affecting the volume automation here. All you have to do is just click on gain here and just fade it in. Another useful technique is to use a high-pass filter sweep on the kick. So as it approaches the drop, the low end is filtered out. That way when you hit the main drop of the track, there's more impact because there's less bass right before the drop. So again, we can just turn on the automation mode and we can just filter the low end with my EQ here and just filter out the highs as it approaches the end. You may want to add a curve so it increases in intensity more at the end of the sequence. Let's listen to what we have so far. All right, not bad. All right, the third trick is you can employ a pause right before the drop. So you can mute all these musical sounds for a bar or two before it drops, and that will increase the impact when the bass hits. So I'll just remove these 2 bars. Now, since there's a pause 2 bars before the drop, you may want to adjust the kick roll. So I've moved this kick roll a bit over and to match the pause, but you may also have to change how the kick roll evolves. Now, just note that some sounds may have some release when the note ends, and so it won't be dead silent when the pause comes in. And we want it to be dead silent during that pause. So what we can do is we can group all the sounds together, and then we can apply a utility in this group, and then turn on the automation mode. And right when this pause happens, we're going to automate the gain of this utility under the group. So what we're going to do is right during this pause, we're going to bring the gain all the way to negative infinity so that it goes dead silent. There's no release for any of those sounds. Right? And then we're going to be employing some sounds to smooth out that pause. So to take this little pause even further, you can add a vocal sample or some kind of iconic sample right before the drop during that pause. So what I have here is this vocal, and I'll just drop it right in this pause here.
You motherfuckers, did you big time?
All right, almost there. We're gonna add some more sounds to improve that transition. That dead silence is a bit abrupt, and we'll do some tricks to improve that. All right, number 4, we're going to add some risers and impacts to smooth out those transitions. So remember that pause here, it sounded a bit abrupt, but we can introduce a sound such as this to help that drop. So we're just going to shorten the sequence here of this sound and add a fade.
You motherfuckers, did you big time?
Okay.
You motherfuckers, did you big time?
Okay, not bad. The next thing we can do to help that transition is to introduce a riser. Now, there's tons of riser packs out there, and you can just import a sample. Now, if you want a little more control, you can use a synth and use a noise generator and then send it to a bandpass filter and then automate the cutoff. And that's basically a riser, and you can add some effects such as some flanging and some reverb to help make that riser sound a little more spacey. And all we have to do is then just automate that cutoff, so we create a build.
You motherfuckers, did you big time?
All right, that's sounding more smoother now. We're getting there. Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. If you're a beginner, you want to learn the basics of music production and Ableton, then make sure you check out my Ableton Essential Exercises on Skillshare. I have a series of 5 classes where you'll learn the basics of drum programming, cutting up breaks, and also writing bass lines. And I just added some new additions to my Chopping Breaks 101 class. So if you want to get a few more advanced tips on cutting up breaks, make sure you check out that class. For those that don't know, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes to help you improve and expand on your creativity and passions. In addition to their music production classes, I encourage you guys to check out their graphic design, marketing, and even video editing classes. All essential skills for a musician today. The benefit of Skillshare is that there are no ads, and the first 1,000 people that use my link in the description will receive 1 month free trial of their premium membership. So check it out, and I'll see you at my class on Skillshare. All right, the 5th trick is we can apply a little drum roll right before the drop. And now I'm not talking about a kick or snare roll, but more of a little drum fill using some toms and snares. Now, again, there's packs where you can import drum fills, but we can create a basic drum fill that's used a lot in drum and bass, and as well as a lot of other styles of music. It's actually a basic rock drum fill, and all you need is a snare and a high tom, a medium tom, and a low tom. So then it increases in intensity as we go through each sound. The pattern is simple as snare and then tom, double mid tom, and then 1 low tom, like that. So you get that gat dum da da dum. So that's the drum fill. So now we have this.
You motherfuckers, think you big time?
Another very common thing done in drum and bass for a little drum fill is you can just have a snare right before the drop like this.
Think you big time?
Or a double snare.
Think you big time?
Or a double snare like this.
Think you big time?
So a couple tricks to help your drop. All right, number 6 is the drums of the intro. Sometimes for the intro, it might be better to just take out the kick and snare completely and just let the intro sounds ride. So we had this kick and snare playing in the intro. But why not just remove it so we can just let those sounds build up? And I feel like that kind of builds the tension a little more. And then when we get in the drop, it's a little more impactful because we didn't have the kick and snare playing during the intro, so that when the kick and snare do hit, there's more of an impact.
You motherfuckers, think you big time?
Yeah, that's sounding much better now. All right, number 7, to add more intensity and suspense during the intro, you can add random sounds such as percussive hits or even little instrumental riffs such as a piano or a flute riff, which I have here, and you put tons of delay on it just to kind of space it out. It just adds a nice touch to the intro to have some really echoed out sounds during this section.
You motherfuckers, think you big time?
And now the drop has so much more impact now that we've added all these changes. Now I actually have this other sequence 16 bars before the little build up, and we just have a different melody with the pluck sounds and some of the other sounds. Now you could let the kick and snare run during the first 16 if you wanted to be a little more DJ friendly, or you can just take it out as well and just let the sounds play out. We can keep the ride playing, so there's a counter for the DJ. So that adds a little more suspense because the first 16 is a little more melodic, and then the next 16 is a little more drony to help with that build up. And we can help that transition between these two sections again using this impact sound. We can bring this guy here, and then we can bring another one here. This one we can reverse it. So now that we have this, we can have it swoop in. All right, so that change-up sounds much better now. So now that we've made all these changes, let's listen to the sequence in full.
Motherfuckers, did you big time? You motherfuckers, did you big time?
All right, and now this track bangs. So I hope you guys understood all these techniques. The basic ideas here is to build some energy and tension by automating certain effects and then using certain techniques such as filtering to remove some low end as it approaches the drop so that when the drop hits, there's more impact. Also, we can apply kick rolls, drum fills, pauses, adding a vocal sample to stamp out that pause right before the drop, and all those elements help between the transition of your build up and the drop. All right, so those are my 7 tips on how you can improve your drops. Now, I understand that not every track is the same, and each track may call for different techniques. But the important thing is that you're aware of all the different options that you have at your disposal. So hopefully I've given you guys enough ammo to take it back into your own tracks to improve your drops and intros. And hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. All that helps my channel grow. Anyways, that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, keep practicing, and I'll see you at the next video.
You motherfuckers, did you big time?
If you want to support me, you can grab a number of my products, including some free sound packs down in the links below.